All right. Hi, everyone. Hope you've been doing well. If you're a big channel viewer, if you love watching the channel, you've probably been aware I haven't been posting the past couple days. I was sick. I was under the weather. I'm still a little sick. Ooh. I'm still a little under the weather, but I thought it would be good to make this video. It's probably the only video I'm making right now, and just address my sickness. And I kind of wanted to respond to my moon video, my space race video, because I was very disheartened by the reaction to it. You know, I got a lot of negative reaction to that video, and I don't think all of it was necessarily fair. I think a little bit of a negative reaction is okay, but I think I got like 8 dislikes or something. I got a whole bunch of comments calling me an idiot. Is this how you people have conversations on this platform? It's embarrassing. You know, you can disagree without being a dickhead. This is the thing I wanted to say about that space video. I had someone very kindly disagree with me by posting a link to another video that covered the topic in a much fuller, comprehensive way. You know, because this guy, his entire channel is dedicated to space travel. 2, he's not uploading like I'm uploading, right? I'm just throwing stuff at the wall, basically, day in and day out, trying to do as much research as possible, but I can't cover everything in its fullest, right? So somebody sent me a link to a video by, I think it's like the Classic Space Age or something like that. A YouTube channel dedicated to space travel videos, because they were actually reacting to the same meme that I saw that prompted me to post my video. So we have a little bit of the same source of inspiration for our videos, me and this other guy. Right, the classical space race, space age. I forget the name. I'm so sorry. I'll try to banner it or something, but I'm not feeling well. So, no, I'm sure it'll happen. That seems pretty simple. So I watched this whole video that someone kindly said, right? Here's a comment someone left, right? This channel did a much more comprehensive version of this video. Cool. Gonna go check it out. I'm gonna see what I missed. Okay. Couple things I missed were some American achievements. Alright. That's kind of half the point of the video that I made originally, to be honest. Let's see. Another one. The Soviet program, the Soviet space program, a lot of these early firsts that they achieve, right, are really sped up. The Soviets really hyper sped up this like space race process in order to try to beat the West in this race. Which, by the way, for anyone who watched that video, you'll remember I had a whole little portion where I said a big part of the reason for making that video is because I disagree with the way that we frame this, right? We have early space exploration framed as a race where there's a winner and loser, and like, surprise, surprise, one of the sides was just completely bum rushing the whole project anyway. Right, just to get these firsts in because of the pressure created by this, like, totally, subjective and arbitrary race thing And you know what? In general, can we stop? Unless it's like 100-meter relay, like the human race, the space race, racism, you know, unless it's two people sprinting, I don't really want to hear the word race, because that's not how, like, time exists, right? That's not how, like, advancements happen. So, this is all to say, this person left a really valid comment linking me to more information that I did not see before posting that video, but having had seen after that video, I thought that there were a lot of very interesting caveats to all these Russian firsts out in space travel, right? Also, the meme that the other channel and I were reacting to left out a whole bunch of American achievements after the moon landing, okay, that the first meme didn't even get into. So there's that. The Americans, once the Soviets lost, you know, this race to get a man on the moon, their solar program, their space program, seems by and large to have kind of withered up, much like the Soviet Union itself, mind you, right? Like, it's not entirely surprising that one of the things that the Soviets began to invest less in were their space programs, because there was more pressing issues on Earth and in their economy and in their nation, which, if you'll remember the beginning of this whole crazy saga, the first video I made asking why we were doing space stuff right now was because I think that we're hitting a level of, like, economic, moral, and, you know, militaristic problems, energy problems. We're having all kinds of educational problems, environmental problems. I don't know if space travel is really what we need right now, right? Unless you're gonna get me out of here, which even then, I just go crazy in space! Okay? Space? Actually, I am interested. There's a number of things I feel like space might be able to help, but we're just not mature enough yet as a society to really invest in it too much, or investigate it, in my opinion, okay? Until a number of world actors start behaving better, I'm sorry, space travel is just a bit goofy, in my opinion. And it is my opinion! You can have a different opinion. That's allowed here, okay? And this is where I get into why I was disappointed in the reaction that video got. And I am, okay? I know you're all weird random people on the internet, and I don't know you, okay? You kind of know me, but not really, right? I had a number of people come on and it commented immediately, oh, what an idiot. I had one guy, I believe his name was My Toxic Masculinity, which is like, oh my god, you're a douchebag, you know, who came on and commented, oh, he's reading, so obviously he's illiterate and he doesn't know what he's talking about. How was I reading then? Yeah? God. You're sick. You're twisted and you're dumb. You should have a doctor check it out. Except, unless you can't afford a doctor, which is reasonable, okay? It's perfectly fine if you can't afford a doctor to help you fix your stupidity. I get it, okay? If I had, you know, chronic stupidity like you did, My Toxic Masculinity, I also wouldn't be able to afford a doctor. So I get it. It's okay. It's okay. I had another dude, I don't even know if it was a dude, some random account came on, oh, what a clown! And then went and, you know, made a whole bunch of arguments, which I will say were a lot more valid than my toxic masculinity's arguments. So congrats the one guy, right? But still, during this whole interaction I had with him, it was all like, oh, you know, you should move to Russia. Oh, you know, Putin would love you. Oh, this, oh, that, oh, the other thing. Go, I don't know. I don't even know. Go fucking shit. Go shit in a public toilet. Whoa, Riz. My cat's going crazy right now, guys, and I don't know what it is. Miss, are you okay? Is it because I'm filming again? I don't know if she likes me filming. Oh, no. Oh. Here, let's see. Let's see if I can... Alright, you should be starting to see... Hi, Miss Riz! Look, we got a dual camera. We got a dual camera now. There are two things on the screen, and they're both including you. This is impressive, actually, in a small way. Alright, she ran off. Maybe if she does... Whoa! Oh! I'm sorry, you guys missed it. You guys... Oh my god, okay, I should just be rolling. I should just be rolling on this kitty action. Oh, whoa! Hi, miss! There she goes. Is she gonna do something crazy? No. Whoa! Hi, kitty. Hey, look, everyone. I don't know if you can see her, but this is my kitty, Riz. Do you want to say hi to everybody? Do you want to say hi to the internet? Hopefully they won't be mean this time. You guys, you know... I will say there are, you know, obviously, there are people who watch the channel and appreciate it for what it is. Thank you, if you're one of those people. But, yeah, guys, this is a 30-person, this is a 30-subscriber YouTube channel, okay? What are we doing? And, you know, here's the thing, okay? So I was talking about, I was talking about that one guy who left the comment like, what a clown, you know, Putin wouldn't even say that Russia won the space race. Would Putin say that the space race is dumb as a concept? Why don't we just talk about it as space travel? And by the way, okay, because I will cede a lot of the points about, you know, I don't think that video was as comprehensive as it could have been. I think that there was a lot more going on with what was happening behind the scenes with the Soviets. Another thing I criticized, by the way, this, you know, iron curtain of information that the Soviets wouldn't let the Americans see as to their failures. Another thing I criticized, fun fact, if you watched the video, but what was I even going on about? Oh yeah. And so this guy ends up saying, what there was that one thing. Oh, there was that one thing I was going to talk about. You guys have that, you know, you forget stuff. Because that's actually, and by the way, you know, I've been an avid weed smoker, and this doesn't justify anything. I've been an avid weed smoker since the end of high school. So having something to read, like, helps me make my points, okay? I don't use, like, ChatGPT. That was something someone accused me of. You're wrong, and there's no way to prove you're wrong other than just to say you're wrong. And I have sources. Look at all those sources. And I will, you know, that's another interesting caveat, though, to me admitting that I'm wrong about a number of complexities. All the information I got was off of NASA's website. Anything I left out, they left out. In their, you know, very minimalistic, on-the-surface coverage of any of these things, which, by the way, is what this channel kind of is, right? There are some things that I hope to kind of talk about deeply and understand, you know, to their root, but this channel just isn't as comprehensive, even as it wants to be, right? This channel can't cover everything, because I'm one guy who's trying to make daily videos where, like, I do some light research and talk about it. And I've never taken the channel more seriously than that. So, if you don't understand that, that's all in your head. Because I'm laying it out, right? If you watch my videos where I talk about history, I make it clear I'm not a historian, okay? So that's another thing. There was one part where, what was it? One of the guys, this is the same guy who said, "What a clown," he ends up saying, "Oh, but you said that America lost a space race." So I replied with something along the lines of like, "Oh yeah, well, I also said that framing it as a space race is kind of silly, and I think that the reason that a lot of public attention has kind of evaporated off of our space programs is probably because a lot of people honestly thought of it as like a one-time race and then like kept on moving." Okay, I understand there's definitely a community of people who are like very well read, love space travel, probably have a bunch of this like stuff memorized like the back of their hand kind of thing. A phrase I never got because like I couldn't pick the back of my hand out of a lineup, which might say more about me than it does the phrase itself. But yeah, no, this is, oh man. See, this is what happens when I don't write it out. And you know what? You guys just soak it all in, okay? Because these are the criticisms I got, and I'm going to be good faith in responding to them. I think I'm being good faith in responding to them. Okay, so I ended up telling this one guy, it's like, yeah, but I think it's kind of, bad framing. I think the framing of the space race is kind of, needlessly racy, right? And so, but he comments back, but you called it America Lost a Space Race. And I said back, and you watched it, so it's a catchy title. I don't think I'm alone in saying this. Is this am I actually, yeah. Like, what, like, I'm sorry. Is this your first day on YouTube? Have you been here? Have you done this before? Have you scrolled through the feed? Did my like catchy gotcha rage bait title? Is that the first one you've ever seen? Hello, and that's people gotta title these videos something eye-catchy for you to click on them. That's a fact. People have to do that. People have to title things something that's like eye-catchy, right? Those are the videos that get your attention. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that I had a fun, catchy title that instantly sparked an emotion. Okay? But the thing is like, you can say, like, oh, I hope you're happy, I hope your rage bait worked, and it's like, that video is one of my best performing videos in a long time. So also, what am I supposed to do here, huh? Because, like, this is the thing. This guy ends up commenting all this stuff, and at the end of it, he's like, okay, well, I'm not going to subscribe. You started off by yelling at me and calling me names. You are never going to subscribe. You are never going to subscribe. Okay? That's not something that an asshole does. And how do I know you're an asshole? It's because you immediately came on yelling names at me. And I will say, in all fairness, I very much had the tone of an asshole in my space race video because, hey, that's showbiz, And I'm sorry for that. It's unfortunate. And that being said, like, I know a bunch of this is probably coming off sarcastic, but I agree to an extent that what a piss poor way to be, right? Just needlessly edgy and rage baity. Everyone thinks you're a tanky. It's not fair. But, you know, people are going to think what they're going to think. And that's a fact. All right? And, yeah. So, I'm starting to feel a little bit better. I thought I could record something pretty easy today. Not going to do anything serious. I mean, even this, you know, I'm tired, man. I got my job started too. So, this all might start going back to its 10-minute time period, and there might be a lot less research that goes along with all this stuff. And, you know, might just start throwing shit at the wall. I don't know. I don't really know. And that's, I guess, the other thing I kind of wanted to say is, like, I'm still figuring this channel out, you know? I don't know what it does yet. I don't know what it's supposed to do. I'm trying to keep my energy level consistent, but it's, like, really hard, especially with now my second job started up again. So, I'm gonna do what I can. I'm gonna do what I can to, like, keep this all running. You know, for those of you out there who watch all the stuff and like it and enjoy it, give it likes and respond positively. Thanks. You're cool. You're very cool. To everyone else who wants to interact like an asshole, you're welcome to. You know, I guess. What more is there to say about something like that? You're a dick. What am I gonna do? Stop you? Okay? No one's gonna stop you. You're on a roll, my toxic masculinity. You're on a roll. So, congratulations. Happy birthday, I assume. I actually, you know, and this is very early on in my media career. For any of those of you who are keeping track. Let's look at the time. One sec. The weirdness in the microphone is going to be because I'm looking at the time. 22. Okay. Go another 4 minutes. Yeah, you're free. And you know what? Tell you what. You're free here. You're free to be a dick. Actually, maybe not. We're gonna work on that. I might be starting to. I'm gonna crack down. Okay. I know I had a. What was it? Do not interact. I had a DNI list. I thought that might be a fun video. Giving you guys exactly the information on who shouldn't talk to me on the internet. Because let's be clear, right? My toxic masculinity. Your opinion is worthless. Let's soak that moment in one more time. My toxic masculinity. Your opinion is worthless. Yeah, your name is enough to make you an idiot, like, right off the bat. Okay? Like, I saw the comment, I saw your name, and I immediately knew you were a dumb piece of shit. And I know the internet is full of people like you, and I'm sure there are a whole bunch of my toxic masculinities watching. I'm not gonna let you just get away with it, okay? You're a little prick, and I'm gonna call you out for who you are, okay? To the other guy, I know there were a couple other people, but to the other guy who left a lot of comments, yeah, I can't help you if you're mad, right? And honestly, the thing is I feel like you were almost trying to have a conversation with me, just like missing the part where you treated me like I'm a normal person, right? 'Cause I am a normal person. If you're gonna start the conversation out with, what a clown, and then act like I'm constantly dumber than you, your point's not going to get across very well, and you're just going to leave the interaction mad, and you're going to start bringing up a whole bunch of shit that doesn't make any sense and has nothing to do with anything. So I think you're less of a dick. Your opinion is certainly worth more than my toxic masculinity over there. You're just a very unlikable person. So that's my review for you. And the one guy who left the classic space age video, thank you so much. So this is the part where I actually thank someone who commented with something that was contradictory to my opinion, but in doing so, they sent me a video that I watched and learned stuff from, and it was very interesting, and I had a good time. That's the point of the channel, okay? Now this is kind of, I think, the end of our little emotional arc in this video. I'm getting better, I'm not as sick anymore, and the point of this channel is for anyone, if you disagree with me, show me your information, and I'll address it. Yeah, how's that for a deal, okay? Because I think some of the points I made in my space race video were pretty valid. Okay? I think that I was interacting with a certain amount of vitriol, you know, because I was reacting to another dude's comment. And I think there are large parts of the piece of the puzzle, this information, that I missed. And that's going to happen because I'm just one dude, and that's all I can do. All I can do is the research of one person. If you send me things that have additional information or contradictory information, this, that, the other thing, I can actually take what you say into my brain and digest it, and then let you know that, okay, so this was something that I still agree with that I said, and this is something that was explained to me without having to, you know, dig around in the mud. That can happen. That's part of why I think I wanted to make this channel, is because I think there are a lot of channels that, you know, purport to know something. A figure that I've become recently very interested in is Professor Zhang, because he's a total fucking nutcracker. He knows nothing about what he's talking about, and yet he has like 2 million subscribers, and people are like hailing him as some like spigot of knowledge. Which, by the way, I saw happen earlier in our society when I was in high school, when all the like fucking red pill, like alt-right, manosphere shit was starting. And I'm not really eager to see a repeat of that. So part of this channel is honestly just trying to create a space where there's a content creator that you know has like a large pool of interests that are like intellectual and worth looking into, who actually wants to purport good information that's like, I'll be granted, kind of from a left-wing perspective more so, right? Because a lot of those things that I talked about from earlier... Oh no. Oh no! How long did that happen? God damn it! Can anything go right? You're not recording.